Amigo, I have a cutoff at 10 minutes, and I tried to keep it within 10 minutes, and I didn't. So I got cut off at collector calls. Again, collector calls as mentioned, it should be in a risk section. In addition to this being a risk, we have a solution for that risk. If you become debt-free in a fraction of the time, I like this phrase, couple of years instead of a couple of decades. We have some clients, a common payback range, common payback plan puts people in the range of a couple of decade payback becomes a couple of years. That are words I like. You're kind of saying the same thing here. This is more, again, personal editorial, how I would write it. Then there's the two types of debt, the secured and unsecured. Again, too much time on unsecured when it's describing something that FR does not do. Secured debt cannot be resolved in our program. And then unsecured is on the other hand, is the other type of debt. I think the difference between secured and articulating that precisely is overly precise. Secured is houses, cars, and some other things. Unsecured is credit card bills, credit card medical bills, and some other things, a wide range of other things. So secured is cars and houses, unsecured is credit cards and medical bills. Those other unsecured debts that might bring someone into the program, it's so rare. It's always added to the program. However, I think if you went through 100 client files and you would find that their primary motivation to enroll in the program was dominated by credit cards. A couple of people might have gotten in for medical bills alone. And then the others are add-ons. The medical bills, the vacation properties, the back rent, that never brings someone into the program. Never is the wrong word, but it is uncommon and it doesn't need to be featured in any kind of detail. Again, secured, cars, houses, unsecured, cars, houses, and some other things. Unsecured, credit card, medical bills, and some other things. I don't think student loans need to be mentioned. Because quite honestly, if someone has student loans, they usually also have credit cards. If you can fix the credit cards, then sometimes the student loans doesn't need to be fixed. You should consult with Adam about that. He would be able to speak with a Rolodex of hundreds of clients, and I'm in the tens. Or he's probably thousands, and I might be reaching 100. But whatever the case, he can mentally Rolodex through hundreds of clients to see if what I'm saying is valid. And again, you want to feature in this text why they join the program, and you want to try to get the opportunity to talk about the other add-ons, but only after the primary debt is discussed, and only the primary reasons that they come in should be in this text. Once we reach an agreement with your creditor, reduced amount, and the client pays that amount through the program, the debt will be considered, settled, or resolved. Considered, settled, or resolved, I think is understated. FR does a better job than that. A partial payment is regarded as full. A balance of 0 will show on the credit report, showing there is no additional obligation to pay said debt. This is a final payment, a full and final single payment to resolve the debt. Now, granted, you have some people in payment plans, but you can still speak of the program as if that's detail you don't have to cover. What makes a good candidate for debt settlement? How will it affect my taxes? Again, there's a negative sprinkled through this where they should be consolidated. The 600 should be deleted. The 1,500, 5,000, 10,000, way too many numbers in this. You got Form 982, doesn't belong here. And even the street address, I don't know, I guess you have to have contact information, but any place you can get rid of numbers. People read numbers differently than they read words. And when they understand nothing, sometimes numbers stick in their head. If you give this to 100 people the way it's written, someone is going to think the program costs $600 a month. I guarantee it. They're going to turn to their wife and say, yep, it's 600, it's too much. And that's it, amigo. That's 5 minutes. So I got the first one, which was just me reading the text. I attempted to do no editorial. I stumbled on one sentence, so I launched into some editorial. And then I got 15 minutes of editorial. Ciao, ciao, ciao. I hope this helps.